Hello and welcome back to Grace.Filled. My name is Christy and I am so glad that you decided to join me for another video. If you are new here, welcome. I so appreciate you coming. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss another video like this. And for all of my returning ladies of grace, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for all your love and support. So, for those of you who do not know, I am getting ready to celebrate my 13th year of being married, and I have 5 kiddos, 4 of which I homeschool, and this is my 10th year homeschooling. So over on Instagram, if you're not following, make sure you're following me because a lot of good stuff has and is happening, but I've got a lot of amazing stuff on the way. You don't want to miss it over there. But I got this question over there when I asked, what questions do you guys want to know? And I thought that I would come over here and answer it and make a video. And the question was, how do you make time for your spouse? And so I thought about this and I thought, okay, this is perfect since I'm kind of talking wife and marriage related things for this month. So first of all, I already said that I'm a mommy of 5. So we are a large family on a smaller income. So dates are not always in the equation. Dates are never in the equation. But there are some things that you can do and I want to share them with you. So I want to give you some advice and then I want to give you some practical things that you can do to put this advice into action. So the first thing is just to slow down. If you're like me and others that I know, your mind is like, you're doing like a million things at one time. Your mind is going like a million ways at one time, but it's so important that we just stop. Like sit down and just stop. Take the time to be intentional about making time for the other person, how they're feeling, how they're doing, what's going right, what's not going right, what are some of their goals, what are some of their ambitions, things like that. The only way you can do that is if you are to set aside some time to talk to each other and actually talk. When I say talk, being open to hear what the other person is saying, how they feel, listening, not just wanting to get your thoughts out, but being slow to speak so that you can hear the other person's thought in their heart and their mind as well. The next thing you can do is just stay on top of each other's needs. What is it that your partner wants? What is it that your partner is asking for? And how can you meet the need that they have? Often you hear people say like, we just grew apart, we just begin to separate. And the thing about it is it's a slow phase. It doesn't happen overnight. And so I think just by taking that time to communicate and just kind of stay on top of what the other person really is desiring, you don't get that drift and that gap, because the further and further that you drift and drift, the easier it is for the enemy to come in and give you the thing that your spouse isn't giving you, the thing that you so desperately want, need, or desire. And that's how a lot of infidelity comes in, because your spouse is not meeting your need, and here somebody else is dangling the need in your face. And so by taking that time to stay on top of what is it my partner needs is so important. And it's not about you and how you feel about what the need is. Like, for example, you can say, oh, my need is this. And they can say, oh, you're just the gold digger because you want gifts. Or, oh, my need is this, words of affirmation. Oh, you just want to be told, da da da. And it's like, no, this is not a time to downgrade what I'm saying. This is not a time to question what I'm saying. I'm telling you what I need. I'm telling you what my love language is. And then your job is to see how you can meet the need in your way. And the role should be vice versa as well. Try something new is another thing that you can do. And there are so many things, but just start making a bucket list. What have you not done? Have you had a date under the stars by candlelight? No? Then go ahead and put that on your list. Have you had a date in your car? Put that on your list. We have gardens here. Have I had a date in my garden? No, I should put that on my list. So just really being creative There are so many possibilities, there are so many options and things available, and you never know until you try. I think something else that's really, really important is keeping your relationship your top priority. You have to say and know that it is the Most High God first, and then it is your spouse. And so when you can remember that and keep that at the top of your forefront, your top priority, I think that it helps you just to remember and to stay focused and to keep the main thing, making sure that you are prioritizing what's most important. And so maybe you find that you are constantly on a game, or maybe you're constantly on Instagram or on your phone or on media or watching a show. And then you have to say, so then you have to say, am I making my spouse my priority, or am I making media my priority? Am I making TV my priority? Am I making a sports game my priority? Am I making my kids, my homeschool? Am I making sure that I'm making my spouse my priority? And the last thing, honestly, is just to invite the Most High God into your life. Like, this really is the first tip. You have to invite him into your life, into your marriage, into your home, because ultimately, without him, you can't make it and you can't do anything at all. And so I want to give you a few more practical things here. So I think that you can make chores fun. So that is something that you can do with your spouse. It's something you have to do anyway, but you can do it together, and everything is just so much more fun when you do it with someone else. So cleaning and just doing simple housework and projects is a perfect way to make time for your spouse. Also, another thing is you can take walks, or you can exercise or work out with your spouse. Chances are you or him or you both need to get in shape or just stay in shape. And so it will not hurt to work out, to exercise, or any of that. And again, everything is so much more fun when you do it together. 3, you could have a coffee date in the morning. It's not costing you anything, just a coffee that you already have at home, that you already would have had. But now maybe you get up before the kids so that you can have that coffee just in private with the two of you guys. If you drink wine, another option would be that maybe you have a glass of wine, or a beverage of choice, or dessert of choice, or snack of choice. I'm not saying I'm promoting wine or anything like that, but I'm just saying those are other options that you could have later on at night. Speaking of night, you could take a walk at night. We have done that before, and it is so amazing to just take a walk, look up at the sky, look up at the beautiful, beautiful stars. You get a view that you don't typically get, and it's such a great way to really get yourself ready for the night. It makes you not forget about who you are, but to just see how big our God is, right? How big our Yah is, and to really take yourself off this me, I, what I want, what I like, and really, when you're out there at night and in nature, it's like, yeah, it's not about me. It's above me. It's way bigger than me. Along those same lines, night, speaking of night, is a game night. And we have a weekly game night that we have here. But what you could do is, once you have your regular game night, get the kiddies in the bed, and then you and your spouse can have a game night. Now, what kind of games you play, that's between you guys, but game nights are always a great thing to do. So almost all of us have a cell phone, and so something that's really, really simple is just to send a text during the day. Just a text is making time for your spouse. It's saying, I'm thinking about you, you're in my thoughts, you're in my prayers, you're in my mind, I love you, I'm concerned about you, I want to see how your day is going. And it doesn't have to be some long, goodness gracious, paragraph or 2 or 3 or page, a 4-page letter. We're not doing that. Hey, how you doing today? Or just thinking about you, I love you, thanks for what you did for me last night, thanks for what you did for me for today. Is there anything I can do for you? Is there anything that you would like? Just something really simple. If not, that maybe if you looking extra good that day, maybe you can just do a little selfie and just send it thinking of you, something like that. You do it according to your own style and personality, but I'm just sharing something that can work with you. We kind of already talked about it, but let's go back to the date night in, or date night out. And so what I'm saying by that is like date night in, again, once everybody goes to sleep, that's a date. Or again, before they wake up, you can have a date, or date night out. Even once all the kids are in bed, if you have a deck or a patio or a balcony, can you guys have like a midnight something with some candles and some cakes or desserts, or just cook, can you make it nice? And so, and if you're able to have a babysitter and B, the funds to go out and spend about $100 or so for a meal, go out on a date, like a date to a restaurant, to somewhere. And I know that you can go on some dates that are a little bit cheaper, but I found typically you're going to spend close to $20 if you are getting something to drink, something to eat, and a tip and tax. So the next thing you can do to make time for your spouse is to pack his lunch. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be a sandwich, okay? But it's just saying, I thought about you. I don't want you hungry. I don't want you being concerned with what you're gonna get. And even if it is in the budget to eat out every single day, I just think that the person not having to leave work to go drive to a place and go through line and come back to work rushing just to be able to open up that lunchbox, that gives them an extra few minutes. And so even if you can't do it every day, even if it's just one day a week, like Fridays you make lunch or Mondays you make lunch, and put a little note in there, it's just something to say, I'm thinking about you and I love you. And that is a few things that you can do to make time for your spouse. Just little things that you can do that really make a difference. And I think ultimately it's just the posture of your heart. And so it could be, honey, can I run your bath water for you? Or honey, can I get this? Can I get that? What would you like me to do for you? And because this is the truth, sometimes what you think that your partner wants you to do for them, it's not really what they want you to do for them. When we talk about the love languages, you typically are going to love the way you want to be loved, and they typically give love the way they want to receive it. And so you may be doing all these things and making all these meals and this and this and this, and that's not even what your partner wants. And on the contrary, he may just want XYZ. So I hope that the person who asked me this question finds this video helpful and that it encourages your heart. I try to just do things that everyone can do that's free, not put even the money on it, so that everyone can be a partaker of this and not feel like, oh, I can't do that because I don't have XYZ. But this is something that everybody can do. So I am just really hoping that this blesses you, that it encourages you in your marriage. My marriage is not perfect, not by a long shot, and I'm not proclaiming that it is. I'm no marriage expert. I've just been able to weather this storm for 13 years, and I've been able to navigate the waters. And these are some things that I have been able to do, some things that I do to just make time for my spouse in this season of a busy life where it's just him and I really making it happen. And so he goes to work, and then when he comes home, he's kind of preparing himself for the next day, and he's resting, and that's more of his end. And my end is I'm waking up and I'm getting the kids together, getting them dressed. We're getting the house clean. We're taking care of 3 meals, taking care of the homeschool lessons, taking care of any new affiliate work that I'm just starting to do, taking care of the gardens and the animals, overseeing everything, making sure everything is done so that when he walks through the door, the house is not only clean, but that dinner is ready. So he has his hands full doing his thing. I have my hands full doing my thing, but we're on the same team, and it's ultimately to be the hands and feet of the Most High God, but also just to raise and love on and steward our families well. So that's it. I hope this video was helpful and encouraging to you. I am never out of words, but I am out of time, so I'll be back with another video soon. Until then, you can check out this video or this video, and until the next time, blessings.